Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna. Good morning, my friends. Thank you for coming again and again and again. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Good morning. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare, Nityananda, Nityananda, Gaura Chandra, Gaura Chandra, Nityananda, 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 Gauranga, 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 Gauranga. Oh, Gauranga, 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 Gaurachandra. Gaurachandra, 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 Gaurachandra. Good morning there, Phoenix. On Twitch, maybe? Gauranga, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, oh my Lord, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, oh my Lord, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare. Oh my Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh my Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh my Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare. Oh my Lord Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Hare. Ah, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Krishna. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Jesus Prabhupada, 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 Jesus Prabhupada. Jesus Prabhupada, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Advaita Nityananda, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, 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 Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hey, good morning, River. There you go. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Shri Krishna Chaitanya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Sri Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gora Bhakta Vrinda. So, Adi Leela, you can you want to read a little bit, River? Yeah. I didn't give any class today. I don't think I didn't see anything.
No, Maharaj, I'm in the caravan right now, and I haven't got another phone, so there's nothing for me to read, and it's
Oh,
such
okay. So,
rain.
Lily?
It's just
Okay,
throwing
Lily?
rain. So
Okay,
Lolita, let me read.
yeah. Page 51.
Don't have that book here. I left it in Belgium, Guru Maharaj.
You did? Why'd you do that?
Chaitanya Bhagavat. I only had very, very little luggage this time.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Very cheap flight, very little luggage.
Oh, cheap
And the
flight.
book is heavyweight.
Yeah.
Chaitanya Bhagavat. You've got one? Another Excel?
He's got this one?
Yeah, it's that one. Yeah. No, we don't. We don't have second Chaitanya Bhagavat, and we don't have it online.
See, that's it's a Vaidhi Bhakta. Only a Vaidhi Bhaktas are like that. They go, we'll read this. And this is a treasure.
The whole class is waiting.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. Okay, I'll read a little bit here.
If he has it online, yeah, but I'm sorry, Guru Maharaj. If you can, I can read from another.
That's okay. We'll read from. Yeah, let's see. Read from. I'll read a little bit first here. So this is continuing on with the pastime with the Brahman's food here. So so this Brahman, Krishna, Lord Chaitanya keeps stealing this food. Lord Chaitanya charmed everyone and then left their presence completely unnoticed, smiling all the while. He went to the spot where the Brahman was offering the food. Stealthily, Lord Chaitanya put a handful of rice into his mouth and he left. The Brahman caught by surprise looked on with disbelief. The Brahmin raised a loud alarm. Alas, alas, the child ate his rice and sprinted off. Sri Mishra angrily grabbed a stick and chased after the young Nimai. Lord Nimai fled in dread and hid himself in a room, but Mishra came after him, roaring in fury. Sri Mishra said, "You shall see today. Act in this mischievous manner, will you? Although I am a cultured and knowledgeable, you think I'm a great fool." Sri Mishra continued, "In whose house can you find a big thief as this?" With rising indignation, he chased after Nimai. The people in the house caught hold of Sri Mishra to dissuade him. But the angry father insisted, "Leave me. Today I shall beat him." They tried to reason with him. Dear Mishra, you are known to be liberal. What superior intelligence will you display by beating him? You know what? I'm not quite in the mood for this. I'm going to read. Okay, something says read Bhagavad Gita, so I'm going to read Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Okay, so Krishna's explaining about himself here. Text 6. Although I am unborn. Oh, okay. No. So, text 4. This is Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, text 4. The personality of Godhead said, "Many, many births both you and I have passed, but I can remember all of them. But you cannot, O subduer of the enemy." Yeah, I was thinking about this verse. It's like in terms of how people may come, like even here, relative. They just come and they just find easy shelter at the lotus feet of the Lord. Just easy, take refuge. They everything in Bhagavad Gita, these verses, people are almost naturally able to do. And that's why it's so important to have the association of advanced devotees, because they show you, like a mother and father, how to get the mercy of the Lord, how to take shelter of the Lord, how to find refuge in the Lord, and see it really works, so you can transcend doubt. See, that's why the devotees' actual showing uh, how to take shelter is the best example, showing that it's really effective. That God, the true God, is a great mystery. That's why people, they have a faith that's usually pious. They believe God must exist because we need to have some kind of refuge, even though we're not getting deep into it. You need something. Like a lot of Christians, like, can you imagine they're at this time? A lot of them may not have that deep of shelter of the Lord, but they need something. Even this God that they don't understand or know very well. They know we have to, matter of fact, there's a famous philosopher, I forgot his name, but he said, if God doesn't exist, it would be very necessary to create him. See? Very necessary because people need some hope. That's why you see even the global elites who are working for the demons, the demoniac, the Maya, the intense Maya. They know that people need a religion. You see, religion is not out of the picture. They have to create a religion because they know naturally people have to believe in something. They have to have some hope. So they want to create a one world religion. See? So, but see, just like everything they're doing is always destined to fail because it's all built on a lie. Everything that's being done. It's amazing. If I wanted to, I could sit here and talk about the whole global picture, not only global, the whole universe picture of what's going on right now about this time of what's happening. I could, but I don't. It's just too much. It just would be, like I just not that thing. But anyway, the whole thing is built on a lie. That's why it's just going to fail. You see, everything needs to be built on the truth, and then it'll endure forever. That's why the devotees here have an eternal life, because we're building something on the truth, man. This will never be torn down. You cannot tear down something built on the absolute truth. The whole Maya falls apart before the truth, because she even knows. Personification of Maya knows it's all a lie. Even Lord Brahma created all this. He called it, the Bhagavatam tells you all about Brahma, his mentality. He says, I created everything in this world. It's all nonsense. It doesn't make any sense at all. It's empty and meaningless. People have all these goals that lead to nowhere. All these ambitions that lead to be being dismantled. The people, they spend their whole lives trying to gain control of the whole world, and it's for nothing. They die, and then they have to suffer their karma for whatever they've done. Can you imagine the karma that Bill Gates has for all the lies? He's building everything. All these guys, everybody in charge is one big fat liar now. This completely, not even mode of goodness lie. Even the mode of goodness is a lie, but it's better lie, a little higher happiness in that lie. But the mode of passion and ignorance lie is a miserable lie created by miserly persons, very lusty for power and money. I mean, hey, look at Bill Gates, billions of dollars, still not satisfied. Not satisfied, wants to now control the whole world, have, envision dystopian future that everybody is not, miserable because they don't care. It's not about it. It's just about, management. It's about managing resources. It's got no compassion for people or anything. Not really. It's all a feint. It's all a lie. The whole thing is a big fat lie. COVID, all of that stuff is a big fat plan. And it's so funny, people can't figure it out. They can't connect all the dots. I mean, all the dots, more than even David Icke. They can't connect the dots. So ultimately, you need pure religion based on the truth. And that's what we do here, man. Pure religion is perfect. It's pure and it's enduring, it's lasts. It's as it is. Bhagavad Gita as it is, man. The Supreme Personality of Godhead does exist. And if people come here, you will feel him. Because if you don't feel him, you will not know him and know that he exists. See, the demons want to now, the whole thing is technocracy. They want to create a people don't even know that. People, the right and the left, both, they don't even understand. Most of them don't understand. They can't see it's all about creating a technocracy run by AI computers. See, technocrats, technology, Nothing but technology running. Everything is a resource. Yeah, if a resource isn't useful, they get rid of it. That's what they're doing. Already doing. The computer is generating this whole thing. Oh yeah, COVID. Let's kill people with millions. COVID leads to the masks, submission, shots, all kinds of things. Control. You know, get rid of. We need a certain population. Let's diminish it. It's all connected. Climate change. You know, climate change or global warming, all that stuff is connected to technocracy, having destroying the what do you call it? Destroying capitalism. Okay, that's what all is all about. It's all connected to that. So there's a major destruction happening. So the technocrats think that's what's going to happen, but it can't. I mean, it'll happen for a time and people will be miserable, but that'll be like those kings in 10th canto who were put in jail, see, because they got too, you know, comfortable in the world, that they lived in. They thought they forgot about God. Just like here, even people will come here and they get mercy and everything. And the ones who get that mercy and everything, okay, slam bam, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Okay, great. My suffering's relieved. I'm out of here now. They don't keep it. They go back until they suffer. You know how many times people have left and come back and left and come back? See? They go back because they think, oh, good, now I'm liberated. See, liberated from my misery. Of course, you come here, you're going to be liberated. You get so much truth, but you're not ready to go all the way. You think, okay, that's what I got, what I wanted. Now I'm going to go out and live on that, what I've got. You see, I'm going to, spend my money now. So that's, people do that. So the demigods end up doing that also. The good people, they go and they got their nice. How many? Look at Christians are a good example. There are many Christians that get mercy from Jesus, and then they got their big things, everything big, 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 right? They get a little mercy, and they go out and they have, big families and big houses. And these ministers get big mansions and big jets. See, it's not a wonder why the Lord comes and says, "Oh, you forget about me. You forget about what this is all about. You forget it's about a loving, eternal relationship. Oh, you don't even know that." Okay, that's why you see Krishna says the chain is broken sometime, and then he comes to reestablish it. Okay? What was the chain? It's the science of the soul's relationship with the Lord. And this is meant to, it's not like a prostitute thing. Oh, thank you, Lord, man. I connected. I went to Sadhu Sangha. I connected for a little bit. Yeah, that's great, man. Okay, now thanks. I'm gone, man. I'm going to go and look back at the Maya only. Forget about it. I don't need you. I got enough energy. And then you run out. Or so you run out eventually. It's about the science of developing this relationship. You see why Guru Tattva, why we preach that a lot? Because people, you can't ever forget that. That's the foundation of this whole thing. Because if you forget that, automatically Maya grabs you. Oh, good, I got you back again. I got you back again. Yeah, so all these things, it's quite amazing. Yeah, so everything that's going on will fail eventually, but there'll probably be some suffering. And the suffering, you know how many people have become enlightened by suffering? Sometimes it's necessary. Those kings were thrown in jail. They were good people, they were good kings, but they even said when Krishna eventually liberated them, because they were in jail suffering. Okay? They came back, and Krishna came because they were obviously in jail now. They had plenty of time to think. You know how many people realized Christ being in jail? You know how many people become enlightened in that way? They came and they had nothing to do. They were stuck there now. They had no hope except they had to turn to the Bible. That's the same, those kings. They turned to the absolute truth again. And then Krishna eventually liberated them. That's just how it works. Just like here, that's why I keep coming back myself to go deeper, because it's just, that's where you got to get to the point where you're really hooked, man, and the hook doesn't come out. you know, because it is so wonderful to open your mouth and chant the God vibration, where the Lord overshadows your life. And it's like, I was chanting this morning, and I got this visual. It's chanting the name was getting is it's the rain is coming down, so and then you just put the umbrella up. See, that name gives you the shelter. The Lord's name is a shelter. It's like psh, the umbrella's up, and Maya just hits the umbrella on the back. That was the idea, with Haridas and the 21 hours of ecstasy Lord Caitanya had. He said, Haridas, remember that time they whipped you in 21 marketplaces? And you were just chanting there, and your eyes were twinkling, just like, there's no problem. And they were beating, there was no problem. He says, because I was taking those lashes on my back. See, the Lord is that umbrella, man. That umbrella is the absolute truth as it is. The real shelter. See, is the holy name chanted in ecstasy. Yeah, that's the umbrella going up. People need to see that's your hope, man. That's your hope now. See, you need to go to people that can put the umbrella up, and you can see that they're getting shelter, that they're happy, that they're intelligent. See? They're conclusive. That truth really works, man, because the lies don't work, do they? Lies don't give you shelter, do they? Look what you go and get shelter from Bill Gates, man. See, the Lord, everybody's a servant of the Lord in that way. He's just saying, hey, you come to me for shelter, you believe in my word, and I just manipulate the data. Didn't you see the book I read? How to manipulate the data. How to lie by manipulating the data. That's what they've been doing. It's so obvious. You become a devotee, you get the shelter. The Lord shelters you on all levels. You see the bullshit and definitely in religion. You see the bullshit gurus. That's why you think I'm afraid to talk about what kind of offense can I do by revealing the truth. What? That they're not qualified to deliver you? If they don't have ecstatic devotion, they're unqualified. They're no better than you. You're just worshiping an idol, wasting your friggin' time. That's the truth, man. They may not like it. They may try to kill the body here. So what? I know where, I live in my spiritual body. That's what it's all about. I'm here to relish that and to share that with others, whoever wants to come along for the ride. You want a smoothie? Come here, man. All we do are smoothies here, right? You remember River loves smoothie. Every day she has a smoothie. See, that's why she comes here for a smoothie. This is the transcendental smoothie. You got Rangaleka thinking deeply again. That's good. That's right. The whistleblower's here. Yeah. I've been in there working with the groups. I work with the Radical Babaji's, man. I had the one Babaji who was one of the biggest leches, and I was one of the three. He had three intimate, I became one of the three intimate associates of him in just a couple of months. I don't know, just, and then I would see all he was doing, and after a while I realized this guy is really something else, man. It's like that, that Sadguru. Yeah, Tom knows. I sent him a video, Sadguru. He's right there in the World Economic Forum, laughing at all these people he's bewildering just because he speaks smooth and all that stuff. He's a smoothie, but in a material way. Okay, jerking everything. He's a big guru for everything for everybody, and he says, "Hey man, I want to depopulate the world like these guys. I'm with them. I'm working with them." He was right there. I have a video of it. He's laughing at him. Ah, yeah. People want more people. I want to get rid of them, just like Carl Schwab. See, he's part of the group. See, people think you don't know how deep that the Putin, the Mai, oh, Sadhu, see, see, that's the Putana. See, false representation of God. Representing, yeah, he represents Lucifer, man. Lucifer can disguise himself as an angel of light. Don't the Christians, they say that, right? Oh, an angel. Oh, a guru. Oh, he speaks so nice. He knows so much. See, mainstream. They like people. See, Maya likes people. He makes those people. He gets them to do a pact with them. You know, how else do you think these guys get so popular? Why is Gorohari not popular? Why, with all this truth speaking here and all this ecstasy, why do I only have 11 people here? See? Because the truth isn't popular. The lie is popular right now, isn't it? The lie is popular, but we're going to make the truth popular because it gives to everybody. You live in abundance, whether you're a demon or demigod. Everybody can take shelter of the truth. If you're, this is great for the gurus. Hey, it may take sitting in the dentist chair. This forced dentistry I'm doing here. I just put you in the chair. You have no choice. You're just in a chair. Whether you see it or not, some of your disciples are going to see it and find out you're bullshit, man. Okay? This is good for you. See? You become a real guru and you can deliver your disciples. Now that has to be attractive at some point, that you can become who you say you are. Isn't it? I mean, isn't that good for you that you can become a real spiritual master and deliver your disciples out of illusion, and then it's real and true? Simply, you just got to see that this is real here. This is real truth, man. This is the truth of ecstatic devotion that Lord Caitanya brought to the planet, revived again, now, 2022. You just accept. You just accept the gift. It is that simple. Don't accept the gift. You just missed the boat. And then you're a false guru now, even though you're deciding, oh, Guru Dave, give me money. You can't give him shit. I give him a pizza. Go deliver him a pizza or something. Or you can become a real guru, man. And you'll be ecstatic. You'll be eternally liberated soul, because this is a gift. We're just given a gift, man. This is the good news. Reinvented. Not revived. No invention. Revived. Yeah, all from the shelter of the Lord, man. Lord will use you, like you say. We get reports, we get witness testimonies here. None of you gurus can prove that you can deliver your disciples, man. You can't get a testimony out of any of them, not even one. All they do is put pictures, two-dimensional pictures of Krishna up. They never can give a class like my students, or to testify, wow, the Lord's giving me words. They just come from somewhere, it's like amazing, and I share them with my friends. See, that's being used by God, simply because she's in the right place, man. And the Lord is giving him and herself, the full Godhead, to that person simply because they're receptive and open and consider themselves a disciple and friend of their guru. Bhagavad Gita, right? And you devotees say, wow, the words my guru speaks are so relishable. There you go, Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna and Krishna. It should be no different. You should get energy and life from the words of your guru to the point of ecstasy and transcendental happiness. Otherwise, you're not even in the Bhagavad Gita yet. You got to be in that book, man. That book has to be alive, online for you. You're online here in this world. You're like not you're Arjuna. No, you're not. You're like Arjuna, man. You're listening to Krishna speaking through a real by medium and delivering you with words of nectar and truth, eh? and showing his ecstatic countenance through the guru. And you become like that then. And then you teach by example. Otherwise, you guys are no shows, man. You can't put on this kind of show. You gotta bring the living book to life in your life. You gotta be Mars Priksit, listening to a real devotee empowered by Krishna, by the transcendental Lord. You gotta be like you gotta be just like those apostles who became saints simply by listening to Jesus Christ. See, being you who was used by the Lord to deliver a message of deliverance, and they received the gift, and they were able to give the gift to others, just like here. See, same idea. The empowered devotee, empowered to give the holiest of spirits. See, the spirit of devotion. See, that makes one love God, enables one to love God, enables one to put the umbrella up of the truth and give protection from Maya. There's no other way, no other way, no other way. Gotta go through the door, my friends. And that's the beginning of your real spiritual life. There is no room for most of the devotees to go through the door of Prabhupada. And what many did, in a sense, they went, and the Lord and Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta, they knew, that the devotees were not ready for the real Bhagavatam. You know how you know? Well, look how many people are still not ready for the real Bhagavatam we preach here. I even get reports. They say, oh, Gauri, they think, yeah, see, they're still not ready. You see why Prabhupada said, just work for Krishna. Just distribute my books, even though you don't understand them, because if you really did, you'd be here listening. Just go, you're going to have gurus who are going to usurp my opulences here, and they're going to come and they're going to live on my energy, just like the people do. They get a little energy from a powerful personality. Of course, the real gurus in power. You know how many people been here? They get a little energy, and they got Meena going to be a big teacher now. She wants to use that energy now. She got it, and she'll run out. Do you know how many? 3 times she's been back and forth. If she makes it enough before she kicks the bucket, maybe she'll make it again. See, he did that with Prabhupada. Oh, a great person. We would like to be guru also. See, they want the opulence, and you get corrupted by the opulence all the time. These guys, Bill Gates gets all this money. All of these guys they're all big. They're filthy rich, really dirty, man. Really dirty. Heart's not pure at all. Unclean hearts, man. Very demoniac. And they're in control of the world. See? What's that mean? Basically, Maya is in control of the world. Illusion. To think that, it's like, see, this technocracy is all about controlling the resources. And you're one of them. The human being, the human spirit, they want to break and make it a resource like this mundane stuff in the world. That's why they want to put people's consciousness as a body, and they cause division. They look at you as you're black, you're a white supremacist. I'm black, you're white. I'm black, you're white. They create all this absorption in bodily consciousness so that you lose track that you're a spirit. See, that's suppressing the spirit. That's the only way they can do it, is make you think you're the body, man, completely more so. And you look at people, all you see is their body. Ooh, black. Ooh, white. And then they jerk you around, say, oh, black is good. White is bad. But they don't think that way. They're lying to you. They think white is good and black is bad. But they teach you white is bad and black is good. It's all manipulation, man. Get you into bodily Conscious that you think you're your body, man, your skin color. See? That's what Maya does. That's what Maya does. Unless you get the association of a liberated devotee, and they're rare now, as far as I've seen. I've been looking, investigating over the years. Person is blessed are the pure in heart, they shall see God. You see, this proves that one candle lights other candles because you guys are seeing the real Lord. See, that's why the truth always wins. And that truth is here. We prove it every day. Sat Chit Ananda is the absolute truth. See? People trying to control all that work to try to control the resource, and you can never control. You'll always get away because the human spirit cannot be fully that because it's not true. Got to be working to try to control. Well, AI we can control. No, it'll all just the people will go somewhere else in some other planet to evolve from this dystopian thing. It's not true because it's not true. What's true is the spirit. And that's it. This is what we're here to teach practically, man. I'll teach Bill Gates. Yeah, I'll teach the World Economic Forum a thing or two, and 3 and 4, and so many other numbers. Farther than their AI can even conceive of. Their AI can't conceive of the knowledge that is here. You know why? Because I got hold of the ultimate resource, where all the resources come from. And that is inheritance is for anybody and everybody. The Lord wants to give it to anybody receptive. I have no need. I don't need to control all the resources in the world, including human beings. I don't need to use anybody here to get more power. I have the Lord. I empower up with just being with the Lord. I just love to play with the Lord. That's Vrindavan, man. You just play with the Lord and you get empowered. You deliver the whole universe by playing with God on a very intimate basis. It's called Krishna, the most intimate basis, the almost intimate, conclusive understanding of the Godhead. It's Garden of Eden explained, Vrindavan. That's the truth, man. That if these persons understood this point, these world economic people, this Yuval, I'm going to do some videos with this, talking to these persons, if they understood this, they realize, oh, we've been going the wrong direction, barking up the wrong tree. Let us just get control of the ultimate resource, but you need this devotion that my Lord wants to give out here. You get this devotion, you gurus there'll be a genesis. You'll become a real guru. You'll overcome Putana because you'll know who God is and what God is and how to attain him and everything. And you'll teach that. And then the everything will be managed. It'll be a new world order. See, because people, they get a semblance of that understanding, this new world order. Or see people, they want to be either the technocratic way or they want to be anarchists. They want to be sovereign in their own lives. But they to do that, see, they're only at the stage of they think, well, we have to do that, and they fail too. Everybody is going to fail except here. This is the way you get control of the golden goose, where all the gold comes from. That's Krishna, man. All resources come from the Lord. Effortlessly. That's the new world order, man. Effortless. There's be no need. The real economy. See? Very economical. You need something and it's there. See? Because everything comes from the Lord. And it's, Nimai's pastimes is a good example of that. His parents were poor. The Lord likes to, have pastimes sometimes in various situations. Sometimes he's rich, sometimes he's poor. or his family's poor. Sometimes they're rich. Doesn't matter. Still God. He had very colorful pastimes. Right? So anyway, when Jagannath Mishra left, and so it was just him and his mother. And yeah, Jagannath Mishra left, and then Vishwarup takes sannyas, so it's just him and his mother. You know what he says? Don't worry, I'll take care of you. I'll take all your sorrows. And he did. But then Nimai was a little restless, or a lot restless. He would just have tempo tantrums, you know. He would just sometimes just break stuff. He'd break it. They're poor. She was poor. She got to raise a child, right? And he'd go in the house sometimes and break everything. And I mean everything. And put holes in the roof. I guess they had thatched roofs. He'd be putting holes so the rain would come down. And how's she going to fix it? She got no money. Break all all that yogurt she was storing away for a rainy day. Break it all. Nothing. Nothing left. And she says, Nimai, what did you do? I know she was hiding and watching him, and she thought it was really, I mean, she was a little afraid, but she was thought, wow, this is amazing. See, devotees are always in awe of what the Lord does, even though they may not understand. It's like, wow, man, that's really trippy, man, what you're doing. She's back there looking at all this, and she goes, Nimai, what'd you do? We got nothing now. And Nimai says, no, don't worry, Krishna will take care of us. And he goes outside. And he comes back. 2 tolas of gold, whatever that is. I don't know, probably a lot. And he'd keep doing this repetitively. And he'd break everything and then come back with this gold. And say, here, Mom, go. You can replace everything. And she was so honest. She thought, did he steal this? Because he's kind of a thief, you know. She always knew that. So she'd go to all the shopkeepers. Is this gold? Is this not stolen? Is this, you know, it's not stolen from somewhere, is it? And they go, no, it's fresh off the press. It's like the money printers. See, they're imitating the money printers. See, it has no value, this shit they're cranking out. Fiat currency is worthless, really. It's just, we say it's worth, just like everything. We say we're guru, therefore believe it, right? See, they create wealth out of nothing. It's really nothing. It's an illusion, man. See, there's no substance to it. The money printer. See, so Krishna showed the real money. You just create gold. Then even now they say, see, gold and silver is real money. Well, sort of. I mean, real for the world because it's a resource. What paper? Paper's pretty worthless, man. Costs like pennies to print one bill. Not even a penny. And they say, okay, this is valuable. Oh, okay, let's go use it. But people are wising up and realize it's friggin' paper, man. Not backed by anything. It's the same thing with these gurus. That's why I harp on them so much, because I want to help them. Hey, man, you're not backed by anything. Where's your backing, man? Well, I'm a clothesliner. You found the clothesline. No, that's only for me, Gaur Haridas, to hang you up to dry you out. Dry out those clothes. See? Where's your backing, Gurudevs? See? Well, where's your backing, Gaur Haridas? Well, let me tell you, thank you for asking. Well, I just show you what the real money is, what the real currency. The currency is this current you see every day, this shelter, man, this ecstasy. This truth is my backing, man. It's solid, Guru. And that's why I just wear a nice psychedelic t-shirt, man, from Utah. See, the beehive state. That's my see. You got solid backing, we got real money, real currency, man. This currency lasts forever. You notice every day, more currency. We're getting more wealthy, more people. To me, see, people are seeing, oh, well, opulence must be there. Man, there's current coming here, man. Boy, wait, this is different than these boring Bhagavatam classes. These guys prancing around, putting on a show. But where's your backing, man? Where's the energy? Where's the transcendental potency, man? You don't even know what it looks like. Proof is you don't come here to get it. Luckily, some of your disciples are getting some smarts. You think your currency is a false ego? Oh, that's a lie. It's all false. That's Putina. Putina goes, man. We're here to suck the life out of the illusion, that illusion. Yeah, this is high voltage, man. Yeah, see, we got backing here, man. Backing is, can you see where the Lord is working? Well, Sadhu Sangha is about making it visible. Prabhupada, nobody took any notice with Prabhupada for years in India. He was making magazines and doing a little magazine like this. And one day somebody told him, you should write books because people respect people who write books. Put your understanding in those books and you'll see people come. And they did. He started writing the books and read it. When he brought them to America, people started to read them, even though they didn't understand them. But they knew. Like, especially with an author, oh, well, he must be important. See, they're still looking externally like people do. That's why you see people write books, because they get a following by writing a book. Oh, this person is more superior than others. He wrote a book. So that worked with Prabhupada. And what's in his books were really amazing. And a lot of people there still need to learn what's in there, because you need to hear that preached by a realized soul, realize this bhakti, man, and mature in their worship so that they get a lot of revelation, realization, and they give that to you. See, you're purified, like Krishna says in this Bhagavad Gita, beautiful verse. Many sages in the past, I think we'll come to it. I'll just give you a preview. Many sages in the past have been purified by this transcendental knowledge and an awakened devotion. See, it brings you very quickly to devotion, and then you shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. See, Jesus preached it. Go on hearing. They heard people listening to him and getting really excited. He said, go on hearing, go on listening, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth will set you free. See, purified by transcendental knowledge. See, bust the ignorance. From their word, my ignorance destroyed. Prayer of the spiritual master. From them ecstatic Brahma emanates. See, substance here, real deal is here, real guru is here, obviously. That's why I say, I tell you what is a real guru. You can see, is it here? If not, go find one. The book says, find the guru, from them ecstatic Brahma emanates. And by their word is so clear, so clean and cleansing, is so logical, so luscious, so lavacious. I forgot what that word meant, but it sounds good. It's related. Okay? That kind of person. If that's not here, go somewhere. Go see if Jaipataka is like that. Go see if Radhanath is like that. Go see if any of those gurus from Narayan Raj are like this. To this level. Just go to the most clear person you can find. Go to the most realized, where you see this person knows what they're talking about. Go to the person who's most ecstatic, like you read about in Lord Caitanya Nityananda's pastimes. And those devotees. Then you found the real parampara, the real disciplic line. Unbroken. See? Otherwise, you found the broken line. See, the line is broken. We're here to repair the link. See, the line is broken there, but we can repair the link. You ever see those things? They repair the links and chains. See, we're that. We repair the link, man. And we'll link up the whole Prabhupada's mission. Prabhupada's devotees onto the link it up to the real parampara now, and give them real substance. See, give them the substance of love, devotion for what? For Radha and Krishna. Okay? That's the sum and substance of what we're doing here. Hare Krishna. Hmm. Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates. See? This is how we become spiritualized by devotional service, by being used by Krishna. We get the spiritualized. We get awakened our spiritual body, which also never deteriorates. And it's energized by the Supreme Lord because we've established in that relationship. Therefore, we will also not deteriorate. Well, the bodies will, but who we really are won't. You guys in the gym are the ones getting cheated. Okay, great. You got a nice body now and you got all the girls looking at you, or vice versa. The girls going to the beauty parlor doing your nails and you got all the guys looking at you, and that's all finished after this life, if that's all you do. But I got some good news for both parties over there. You can continue doing that. But if you come here, your spiritual body that lasts forever will awaken. It'll never deteriorate. It'll only increase because you engage in the fifth goal of life, pure devotional, loving God, loving relations with the Lord, man, by hearing and chanting and remembering about the name, the fame, the pastimes of the Lord, and sharing that with your brothers and sisters and liberating the land. See, this is Bhagavad Gita. Lord Caitanya said, chant Hare Krishna constantly and preach Bhagavad Gita principles and liberate the land. And we do so much there. We got all kinds of preaching going on here. Crypto coins are even more worthless. Oh, really? Some are, some aren't. On one level, everything is worthless in this world, but some things have value here. See, so we can go into a discussion about that later. That's why they call Bitcoin digital gold. See, it's gold in digital form because it's actually even better than that. And it's better in so many ways because you know what you can do with it? Throw me a gold coin over here, Freddie. I can throw you a gold coin from over this side where you can get it and use it actually. You could buy things with it now. But you try and get a gold coin over there. First of all, it takes a long time. You have to change it into this and that, everything. And then it has to go through third parties, and who knows, probably by some of it's stolen away. See, they snap it, causing all these charges. I can throw you a digital gold thing right over there in a minute. And it works because you can use it. The main thing is, can you use it? See? So anyway, you got to be realistic. Find what does have value, and fiat currency. But the people are realizing it's just paper, nothing backing it. See, digital currency it's got a current, energy, and it's fast. It's useful. See, it's very useful. So anyway, it's another subject. But ultimately, everything's going to be, But still, we got to use, we got to be practical. What's the most useful at the time? Yeah. So, although I am unborn, my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. Prabhupada uses the Krishna a lot in his Bhagavad Gita because it was kind of a bit of a trick, transcendental trick, to get people thinking about Krishna getting purified. So he says in every millennium, see, millennium, I look at the definition, means about 1,000 years. And that's about right, 1,000 or 2,000 years. God comes in every millennium in his transcendental form. So that could be even as a empowered Shaktivesh avatar. See, because the Lord says that's my form. So the main thing, it's spiritual, it's Satchidananda. See, Lord Varaha was a transcendental form of the Lord. See, and that came through Brahma, came through his nostril. See, so the Lord's form comes, and it's always that's always an original form. Lord Varaha will always exist. Kapila Dev will always exist in a transcendental form by his original. It's original. It's not a copy. Lord Caitanya is his original transcendental form. It's not a copy. It's original. See? Just like we see, our forms are not original. Well, they origin from sex life, these bodies. See, but we also have an original form. See? We have an original relationship with love, with Krishna that awakens spontaneously here. For you actually start to know, I like to worship. Look at Lalita. You can tell how she worships, what she likes. The Ohan also. See, it's manifesting. You can see river. You can see it's growing. See, just like things grow in the world. Well, your transcendental form is also growing here. You can see symptoms of that growth. It's like you see a tree or a plant sprouts. You see, a sprout's there, right? You know a sprout, it's sprouting up. You see the symptoms of a plant growing. Well, hey man, what do you think this transcendental garden's doing? You see sometimes a sprout, and then it sprouts more and more leaves, gets bigger, gets stronger, gets more beautiful, flowers start to come. See? That's the garden we're on. So, whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice, O descendant of Bart, and a predominant rise of irreligion, at that time I descend myself. There you go. Can you see? We're getting close, huh? Do you see a predominant rise in irreligion? You see what they're preaching? They want you to be pedophiles. They're grooming the children in schools. Does that sound like a predominant rise in irreligion? They want it to predominate over things. You notice everything is becoming like that. Irreligion, see, more irreligious practice. They want like to kill God. Kill our, the conception of that there is a Lord. They want to make God the state, or they want to manipulate religion and stuff. They want to make lies. See, that causes irreligion, lies. What did Bhumi say? Earth, Mother Bhumi in Bhagavatam say. She says, I can bear anything in this world on top of me except a liar. And that's what we got here. That's why she cannot. She's already praying, Lord, please, you must descend. You got to do something about this. I can't bear having so many liars. So many liars. I mean, lies, everything is a lie. Basically, she can bear the mode of goodness lie, it's a little better. But the mode of passion and ignorance, where so many people are being lied to and making liars, making a disciplic succession of liars, of demons, dragging them down to hell, it is unbearable. And that's why the Lord comes. That's why the Lord is here now. You see, we're not waiting for anything. You think I'm waiting for the descent of the Lord? I call him now, and the Lord comes. He's this shelter we have. He's the shelter. You're calling him, and he's coming to you. This is our example here. You don't have to wait for some future date before to be delivered from this what's coming down, this dystopian future that the technocrats want to create for this dystopian future. myopian, very myopic. You're going to be. They want to put you in a little cubicle like a battery. Use your as a resource. Yeah. See, the Lord is saving many people already here. Those, if you start to get some clarity, you come here, you listen, you'll see this makes sense. If you don't tell me you believe in the Bhagavatam, and after you come here for a while, you don't get that Bhagavatam explained, that where you're understanding, then you don't really believe in the Bhagavatam. That's why these guys, they don't really believe in the Bhagavatam, because they won't come here. They don't believe. They're just using it, just like Bill Gates. They're not telling you any truths. They're manipulating the data so they can lie to you that they're gurus. They're manipulating Prabhupada's books so that they can be gurus and in control of people, because they're corrupted by the opulences of the guru, of the spiritual master. They got worship. They don't deserve it. The devotee's heart is purified. They see God. Blessed are the pure in heart, they see God, because of that pure ecstatic worship of the Lord. And the Lord says, like, Prabhupada came to me and said, yeah, okay, now you do it. Krishna says, because of your guru, people are being delivered now. Why? I knew what was truth. I know what is real. I know what is enduring. This is just a position to me. The Lord says, okay, do this. This is my order from Prabhupada. Somebody's got to take the responsibility of creating the garden of bhakti, huh? Otherwise, I would have just stayed with me. I would have just been doing what I was doing, happily chanting in ecstasy, the pastimes of the Lord, and I would have and just stayed in Vrindavan or Mayapur. But this is nice because that's what we're here to do, and I can do the same thing I was doing then, but got some friends now. Transcendental friends, huh? You see, you got to come to the transcendental position, You see, otherwise I can't. I get bored with people still mundane. You don't want to make advancement. Well, okay. You don't care. You just want to come here, get a little relief, and then go away. Okay, well, that's fine. I've already been there, done that. I've been with people like that. You want to become part of the devotee family? Well, come, and everybody should be watching these classes. Not only mine, you should be watching River's classes. Oh, I don't like River. Too bad for you, man. That means you got contamination. She gives fantastic classes. She's an advanced devotee. Oh, well, I'm looking at the crust. Too bad for you, man. You're missing out, man. Many important lessons come from her because she's an example of being a disciple. Lalita Ganga's classes, or whoever else is giving classes here. Otherwise, you're going to go away. You'll end up just doing what others do. You just come take a little energy, and then you get a little relief, and you think it's going to last forever. No. Only this lasts forever. This has to be a lifestyle, man. You have to like being with the devotees. You have to go through the test of not looking at the crust of devotees and looking at that they got devotion, man. Therefore, they're very dear to Krishna. Therefore, if they're not dear to you, you're still contaminated, man. Don't waste this time, man. You don't know. We don't know how much time we got. Boy, these classes are fantastic, aren't they? Where does this stuff come from, man? Wow. It's almost like God is speaking through here. This comes from ecstatic chanting. Hey, man, don't be so envious. Anybody out there? Oh, you can be envious. Just come here. You should be envious. If you got envy, you should be. Bring that envy here and now get purified. You should be envious of this to be a channel and a flute of Krishna. Yeah, it's an enviable position. More enviable than Donald Trump or Bill Gates, all these guys with this false wealth that they think is wealth. And they got these just limited resources. I have unlimited resources, growing more into it every day. I got real friends. All they got, these guys, they hate each other. They're only cooperating just to get their selfish means. They hate each other. Demons. Demons hate each other. And they're really bottom feeders. I was watching this movie. This is a trippy one yesterday. I'm going to watch the rest of it because a lot of lessons in this. You see these guys show you what's really kind of going on in their minds. It's called The School of Good and Evil. I thought, oh, I got to see this. And it's very interesting. They really into they got anyway. They're two friends. Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, that's it. I'll go into. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a review on this movie, a transcendental review on it and what it's talking about. Because there are a lot of things that they show all this stuff. It's very deep. These demons are very crafty. They also channel Lucifer's mentality, and it's very interesting. To see how things work. I mean, when you become a devotee, you have power to look at a lot of stuff and examine it and see, things. They're devotees. They just what is it, the nine yogendras? You know what they do? They're still probably doing it. They're traveling through all the universe. See, you get the power. They have the power of bhakti, the kind of power we got, man. Yes. Yes, that power. And they at their transcendental bodies, they're which we will have. You do it, you're free now. What's on your heart? Lord says, oh, hey man, let's go take a trip. Let's take trips, man. So they like to work, they like to travel together. There are 9 of them. See, the transcendental family, 9 yogendras. The different devotees are free, man. What is Narada Muni? I like to travel alone with the Lord. They like to travel together with the Lord. And they're going around looking at all the material things in relationship to Krishna, how it all works. It's interesting. To them. It's like I find it interesting to look at this and look at that, do research on that. I don't know, it's interesting. I see it in relation with the Lord. You get the power of real freedom. But everybody else, if you don't have the Lord, they get entangled in all that stuff. They get corrupted by it. It's dangerous. See, that's why Lord Caitanya said, unless you're like Nityananda, an ecstatic devotee, you cannot imitate them. Just like I might say, well, I have a beer. Well, I stopped that because I feel like it. I want to stop it. But you may think, somebody out there may think, well, Gohari has a beer. So you go and have beer and you become a friggin' addict. Why? Because you don't have what I got. You don't have this ecstatic devotion. You become an addict, and then you take other drugs, and then you become a drunk. Then 1 beer comes 7 beers, 8 beers, all because you don't have bhakti. See, like I just gave that up. I thought, oh, that's enough. But if that's your way of getting, you need to get ecstasy. Beer actually does a spike where you get a pleasure. See, there's a spike of pleasure. But if that's all you have, you get addicted to that pleasure. In that you think, well, I need pleasure. You get into that, and then you spike up. You want the spike and spike, see? So you got to get this spike, man, this natural spike. See, you got to get this kind of pleasure, this ecstatic pleasure. See, but if you're not at this platform, you're in danger, man. Danger of becoming an addict, and then it's all then you're back to the Vaidhi thing, and some lifetime Prabhupada will have to come around, dry out, man, no this, no. You might be doing it, might have to do that now. Because if you're becoming an addict here, because, well, I had a beer, and I can do, and I have 1, and I have 2, I have 3, and then I do this, and I do that, and smoking cigarettes, and, whatever, you're in danger, man. So I got to tell you, this is what Lord Caitanya, somebody's got to fill in with Lord Caitanya. Lord Caitanya told the Brahmin that. You can't do what Nityananda does. He's an ecstatic devotee, really, truly ecstatic, pure bhakti, man. Sin does not take birth in him. Can't take, in an ecstatic devotee, it's like mosquitoes. You need to know that. You should want to know that. You should want to find a path where if something does something, you're instantly forgiven. Hey man, even St. John talked about this. He said, even though we may commit a sin here and there sometimes, we have an advocate for us. See, that's because they have love of Christ. That's their advocate, is that their love for God. People are going to get, even as a devotee, look how many devotees in the Lord's pastime they show you. Gopinath Pattanayaka, had some problems with the government because that's, just happens. Even if you're doing perfectly and ever you're kissing ass, the government will, mess with you. Okay? But they were devotees, and they always turned to the Lord, and the Lord would help them also. The School of Good and Evil. I saw the previews. Ah! Oh, Govinda's backstage? Let's see. Is he here? No, he's not. Well, he's not backstage here, so maybe he didn't make it. Maybe he went and then went off because he's not strong enough. Yeah. There's a lot in this Bhagavad Gita. It explains everything. You see why the Christians are praying for a return of the Lord? Because they know they a lot of them are trying to turn everything around, but they know it's like, wow, after a while you get frustrated. Some people sell out and they become part of this. It's the same thing happen when every time when this kind of thing happens. That's why we're in a very unique time. This is the time when Krishna comes in some way. Maybe this is the way he's going to come. Only I don't know. It's hard to say. But he's coming for us this way. I mean, look at it. We're saved. I mean, the body's going to come, stay now or go later. Who knows? It's going to go at some time. But our spiritual body is awakening. That's being saved. See, if you're a Christian and you think, wow, God's going to come and save us, what, save your physical body? Well, that may or may not happen. Are you saved, though? Do you know who you are? Are you in your relationship with the transcendental Lord? That's the main thing, isn't it? That's what the Lord said. This science of the relationship with the Supreme is explained to you by me today. There he is. Okay. Is explained to me by you, by Krishna today. See, you see the importance of it being explained? See, transcendental knowledge from their mouth, transcendental knowledge emanates. You see how important it is? See, and then your relationship awakens. Then you feel it. Yeah, born again to perceive see, you must be born again to enter the kingdom of God. You must be born again to perceive the kingdom of God. Different versions of the translations. Born again. See, that comes born of the word. See, always the same conclusive truth, even in Book of John. Those who did, he came to his own. See, we come to the own. He came to the Jews. We come to the Vaishnavas. See, but most rejected him because they considered the darkness as a light. They consider false gurus as real gurus. That's darkness, man. You consider it the light. No, it's darkness. Putana, hiding Vrindavan still. The real guru removed Putana. The false representation of Vrindavan. See? But those who received his word became born, not of flesh and blood, right? Born of the word. Eh? Truth, right? Conclusive. How do you know Jesus bona fide? 11 people were born of his word. Born what kind of birth? Second birth. What kind of birth is that? Birth of God, birth of the Christ in them. Christ is his love, devotion, Holy Spirit, they call it. Bhakti Devi, the Vaishnavas call it. Pure, purifying, bestower of revelation and realization, self of what the real self is, of what we really a part of, the transcendental body of the Lord, connected to the source, unlimited bliss, unlimited ecstasy, unlimited resource, where they all come from. Christians aren't worshiping Jesus, but you can't, it's a blanket statement. You can't say that. It's not true. Not all Christians are worshiping the Antichrist. See, it's a blanket statement. It doesn't apply to everybody. See, you'll have to see the symptoms very clearly of who is worshiping the real Christ, who has got the real Holy Spirit. And they often have pretty good realizations. Their songs too are really person who has got this in love with Christ. You could see they're different than the ordinary person. The whole thing in Vaishnavas, you can't see that difference. You can't see how everybody's pretty much the same. Vaidhi Bhakti, mundane, materialistic Vaishnava. Though you see no difference except here. And this is so different, they think, it's too different. None of our gurus, you're right, none of your gurus are like this. None of their disciples are like this. You're right. Because this is real. Real current of Lord Caitanya, real disciplic succession. Yeah, definitely it's not like this. You bet your little booty it's not like this. Yeah. At that time I descend myself, predominant realize. And the Lord may come as a devotee. You see, the Lord says, when you're ready to be delivered, he comes as the spiritual master. Well, the Lord he came as Lord Caitanya, as the spiritual master of the universe. We use his teachings, right? These teachings were disseminated by those he empowered. They all admit that. Krishnadas Kaviraj said this comes from the Vaishnavas, and it was his book. It says it's almost like the Lord spoke it and wrote these things down. It's true. He was him, just like Prabhupada's books. If you don't love these books, you don't know God, man. These books don't give you life. You got no life at all yet. But you could. You listen to this word and you go on listening, you'll have love of prema awaken in your heart even in this life. Just like what Jesus said. That's how it always is. Look, you find the bona fide spiritual master, and if they tell you the confidential truths, and not just, well, I keep it for myself because you guys won't understand it, and you're not really, my friend. Because if I showed you my ecstasy, I'm talking about Prabhupada now. If I showed you my ecstasy, you would run away. Just like they do here. This is proof. You guys would have ran away from Prabhupada because you see the same ecstasy he has, but we show it. Shows you're not, that's why you're still qualified for Vaidhi, and you will have to take more births because you're not receiving the gift. You're not receptive to the gift. See, you just can't figure it out that all these devotees, look how much ecstasy they're getting. You can't figure out that this is so real that it blows your mind, man. This just dismantles your illusion and the illusions you're trying to propagate. That you just can't face it. So you stick your head like an ostrich in the ground, of basically false ideas, speculations on the Bhagavatam, and hope that Maya won't mow you down, but she will, and you'll take another birth. Or maybe a good, just because you have faith in Prabhupada's books, you don't understand them, you don't understand the real conceptions that deliver you, like my disciples are getting delivered. What are they getting delivered? Krishna. See, they get a little stork with a little baby Krishna. See? And they nurture that baby inside, right? Rock him. How does he? Hare Krishna. He was rocking the baby. Hare Krishna, I got a baby. Oh, let me show you. You get a little spiritual strain when the baby grows a little bit. Oh, look at my baby. I don't like your baby, man. No, why not? That's not like, I don't like these. That's not a real baby. No, a real baby's got a body, and transmits Lucifer's ideas, speculations, and Putana stuff. That's the kind of baby I like. Well, you don't like as it is truth. No. Somebody might. That's why we do this. That's why I think a lot of people are a little shy to give class because they're the feedback. They're afraid that they get some tomatoes thrown at them or something. Well, that's part of that's part of it, man. Do you see Lalita? Yeah, they throw what's her fault? She's just ecstatically worshiping the Lord and sharing that beautiful Lord with people, and they probably River too. I don't know. You get any hecklers out there, River? Not too many, huh?
No, not really. Kroon is probably my biggest heckler, but he's also my biggest cheerleader as well.
Karuna is a little complicated, that's all. he looked up for a second.
Dodge the bullets, Maharaj. Dodge.
Okay, let's see. So to deliver the pious and annihilate the miscreants, as well as to reestablish the principles of religion, I myself appear millennium after millennium. See, in Kali Yuga, most people are bad. They're either a combination of good and bad because of the association and who you believe in and all that. So your energies are really screwed up here. See, so a lot of times the Lord will come and just deliver people from the mode of goodness to the mode of pure goodness. That's why he comes. He's a transcendental being, right? So Lord Caitanya came to deliver people, anybody and everybody, that whatever their mixture is. See, because you could say most everyone is impious, more or less. So, like you see, Brahmins, they're not any real qualified Brahmins. These gurus are not any really qualified gurus. So they might be good. Some of them may be good. Some of them may be more bad. You don't know. Nobody knows unless you reach the transcendental platform. See? So we're here, we're empowered to do the same thing here, to deliver the pious and annihilate the miscreants. But because it takes a lot of power to come in Kali Yuga to preach, you need to be connected to Lord Caitanya in this disciplic line so that he can do that work through you and deliver the pious and impious in you. You notice we do. You notice in mode of goodness people, sometimes predominant mode of goodness, we got to get at them. We got to help them to the next platform. Some people may be a little more passionate or ignorant. Help them. And the combinations, we work on everything. We're experienced doctors here, very nice surgeons. Yeah, I'll do that later. Right now I'm doing this. Yeah, see, experience doing a special, specific surgery. See, to annihilate the miscreants and deliver the pious. So we do it all, here because of the power of Lord Chaitanya. Because his order is give Krishna consciousness to even the lowest persons. So he wanted to give it to everybody. He wanted to give it to the intelligent scholars. He wanted to give it to the Brahmins. He wanted to give it to the gurus of the day, like Devananda Pandit. He wanted to give it to everybody. Everybody is more or less in some kind of ignorance. And he had the power to do that. And if you're in the real line, you get the power to do it too. A meeting in our coming from the church. Oh. Well, this morning I had a meeting and the priest was there also taking part. Oh, actually, River, can you read that? Shamaguri says.
This morning I had a meeting and the priest was there also taking part, and for the first time I was able to preach bold dear Gurudev, by the causeless mercy of you and I Tanya Mo. You want me to read that again?
Yeah, go ahead.
This morning I had a meeting and the priest was there also taking part, and for the first time I was able to preach bold Gurudev, by the causeless mercy of you and our dear Lord Caitanya Mahaprabhu.
It becomes effortless because the Lord empowers you and you realize, oh, on my own, I can't do this. Yeah, see, that comes from hearing. See, it comes from hearing the devotee. Then, because you're getting rooted in Lord Chaitanya's tree, and then that tree empowers you to preach boldly. See, it's always got that bold thing. Stand, you put your foot forward, your mouth, boldly. And people don't have that empowerment. That's why they can't do it. They're weak. Okay, this is why our solution is the best solution. I don't need to depend on getting some big army together to overcome this illusion here. We have the Lord Krishna. That was the strategy of Arjuna. See, Krishna wanted to show how this works. So he gave a choice to Arjuna and Duryodhana. Duryodhana was an evil guy. He had belief in opulences, and he was very lusty for them. He was very miserly. He wouldn't even give the Pandavas even enough land on the head of a pin. Can you imagine that? That's how these guys are. They want every resource. They want to track and trace every little thing. They're like that guy, Duryodhana. See? So Krishna says, okay, I'm going to give all my opulences, all my armies, see, all my wealth to whoever chooses that. And I'm going to just give myself to whoever chooses that position, chooses me. But if they choose me, I'm not going to fight in this war. I'll only drive the chariot I'll only drive the chariot for whoever chooses me. So Arjuna was first. I take Krishna. He was first off. He didn't even debate about it. He wasn't thinking, should I take? No, I'll take you, Krishna. But Arjuna, I'm giving my vast army to the who doesn't choose me. And Duryodhana was saying, all right, man, I got the army, I got all the wealth, I got all this now. That's these gurus. They were like that, I'm telling you, man. We got all Prabhupada's buildings. Let's divide up the world now. We got control. See, corruption already being born. Ooh, who's that beautiful lady there? Ooh, dressed in blue. Look at that smile. Look, I love the smile. Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming. Ooh, I'll take all those armies. All right, that Arjuna is so stupid, dumb. And Krishna said, Arjuna, I'm not even going to fight. He said, don't worry, that's okay. I'll take you. Win or lose, I don't care. I got you. That's the main thing. But I'm only going to drive the chariot. That's all right. You drive the chariot. You're driving it anyway. You know, that's Krishna's the chariot driver. See, there's Arjuna is in the chariot. He knows. He said, "Oh, then you drive. You continue to drive the chariot, man, and all will be well." See, that's a real devotee. See, he's self-realized. Yeah, yeah. You drive the chariot, man. You know? And the Lord is the doer. He's the ultimate doer, right? Isn't he? See, the devotee knows that. It's called surrender, man. You're surrender to the animator. See, the Lord is the animator or the reanimator. See, he reanimates people too. He gives the genesis, the new life. See, you want to be used. See, it's a great privilege to be used by Krishna. Like, look at the gopis, what they said about Krishna, about the flute. Oh, that flute! Look at that flute. It's just full of knots. Nothing special. Just from the river. But look, why does Krishna like that flute so much? Look, he's playing that flute. Can you see Krishna playing a certain flute? Can you see? Because if you do, the flute and the song is going to be very different than what you heard anywhere. It's very special, very unique. There's nothing like a real flute being used by the transcendental Lord, Krishna. Nothing like it. Everything else is pretty much ordinary. But when Krishna is intimately kissing that flute, you notice the silver flute has lips, right? Isn't that it? You think that's by chance? And the person puts their lips to the flute. See, that's the semblance of the truth. That's the shadow of the truth. That's the living devotee and the living God together. That's what you hear. The devotees kissing the Lord. See, that's called Vrindavan. See, that's the kind of devotees are generated here. You have such intimacy with the Lord, you his flute, you're kissing him, he's kissing you, and a beautiful song comes for the world. Where have you heard that before? You think Gohari on his own can do it? No, only a real flute can do that. Only a real flute can come to those conclusions. I'm astounded myself. I'm convinced. The Lord must be here. There's no way I could come up with these things. All this new stuff every day. All this energy, all this life we feel here every day. That's why I come. I'm like you guys. I come for the life. To me, this is real life, to understand the Lord in deeper, deeper, deeper. Taste this happiness of being deep, deep in God and God being deep, deep in me. You know? And you guys are getting the hang of it too. I love it, man. Got friends, transcendental friends. Anybody who becomes your friend, you're their best well-wisher. Because you know what they don't know. You know what ordinary devotees don't know, and that's just a fact. Only because you're Bhagavad Gita 10:10. Give me any Vaidhi Bhakti, any beginners. And I'll tell them, just Bhagavad Gita 10:10. To those who worship Krishna with loving ecstasy, which you do, even my disciples do. My friends do. You've done that. You worship with loving ecstasy. I give them the real knowledge of the real understanding. That's why you went in the door. You got the result of love of Krishna, many of you. Therefore, you're the shepherd of those who are really looking for going deeper in God, deeper than just Vaidhi and rules, regulations, ceremonies, and like that, and chanting 16 dry rounds. One name chanted by an ecstatic devotee is worth 3 lakhs of dry chanting. Why? Because the Lord is very dear to that devotee, and the devotee is very dear. That is, their transcendental relationship is awakened. And the beauty is here. It's not just for one person, go Hari Das. It's for you too out there. I'm here. I got the order of Prabhupada, and the Vaidis still don't believe it, man. Even Balaram doesn't believe it over there. Well, I'm going to convince even him. I got the order of Prabhupada to deliver the ecstatic platform. And we've done it. My Lord and myself, just from this kissing game. Kissing, the flute. Kissing the Lord. And the Lord kissing the devotee. We're bringing people up to the ecstatic platform. There's nowhere else to go. Even as a Vaidhi Bhakti, there's only Vaidhi Bhakti, devotional service in practice, and Raghunuga, devotional service according to the spontaneous teachings. And they're a little different. Just like Moses taught the rules and the regulations, like Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta, rules and regulations. See, how to practice mandates. See, it's kind of like a little bit politics. Mandates, you got to do this, you must, and all that. See, and then Jesus comes and puts the cherry on top of the cake and says, oh, okay, here's the New Testament. This is the New Testament for the Vaishnavas. Really, really, really new. It's new. That's why the devotees on the Vaidhi, if they're too attached to their ideas and their principles, like the Pharisees were attached to the Moses thing, they couldn't get Jesus. Because this is new. Moses was an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, and work hard for God. Do your dry fastings and all that stuff. And Jesus comes along and says, all you have to do is listen to my word, my good news coming from my mouth, man. You mean the clear, conclusive truth, and you're going to get the Holy Spirit that the others can't get yet because they don't understand the process of deliverance enough. See, to finish the job. See, he said it's finished on the cross. It's finished. See, I came, I did the job, man. I spoke the word, people listened to it. 11 listened to it, and they're going to there'll be fruits now out there from their preaching. Whoever listens to them is listening to me and listening to the real intimate understanding of the Father. See, the Vaishnavism disciplic line is meant to be like this. The Muslim also. That's why even as a Muslim, you need a living representative in this world who you can see knows God. I mean, beyond just rules and fastings and their little tricks, and their intelligence that's not really clear or deep. And they're just doing the same old religion. You need a real Muslim that intimately knows God. I met them before. I was in India. I met great deep Muslims who knew God. I would talk to them and we were like brothers. I knew this person knows the Lord, man. He's got devotion. He loves God. What he does is not just a ritual. It's from his heart. You got to find people like that. And then you found great brothers and sisters. Otherwise, you got younger brothers and sisters. A lot of them are still rebellious. They don't want to move on. They don't want to move deeper. See? And for those, especially at this time, you're going to get a big brother. So you got the option. You can get the big brother, spiritual big brother, who's deep into the truth, deep into the intimacy with the transcendental Lord, or you're going to get big brother coming up the rear very fast. Big brother Biden, big brother Carl Schwab, and this other guy, Uriel guy, the technocrats. See, they're dystopian. They're in Maya. They're illusionist. They're material. They're demons, actually. So this is a great time to be born because now you got an option, man. I'm here to preach it, man. Hey, you want to live? You want this kind of life? You want to have your spiritual body awakened? You want to go beyond the rules and regulations? Not go beyond in a bad way, but go beyond where Radha and Krishna loving them is your ruler. You're sovereign now in God because God is in you. You think God needs to follow the rules and regulations of Vaidhi Bhakti strictly? You might just do it as a pretense. But his love for Radha is what keeps him going, man. And he's given that love again. He came as Lord Caitanya, all the way down to 550 years now in the future, and where that love is being given again. That love for God is the main thing. And you could follow rules to keep your body healthy. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, it's nice to have regularly. You sleep. You should sleep enough. You should eat the right foods. You know, stay away from things in the mode of ignorance. You know, mode of ignorance is things that cause material addictions. Yeah, more or less. You got to be a little careful there. But you know what's your real purifier, man? Your love for the Lord. That's what's being given here. If you're not good with that, well, go follow your rules and regulations only. That's all you got. But you won't have this ecstatic, intimate love. This is reality. This is where it's all going. This is where ISKCON is going. This is where the Rhythmics are going. This is where the living dead gurus are going. Because the real life is in this kind of life. This is real life. This is the New Testament for Vaishnavas. Isn't that good? No, at least, you know, the Christians got a New Testament. Where's the New Testament for Vaishnavas? What, the Rhythmics? What, the living dead gurus who are not awakened yet? There's no New Testament yet. Prabhupada put the Rhythmic thing as a Band-Aid, man. You know? Oh, it's great you believe in Prabhupada. If you believe in Prabhupada, well, Prabhupada came to me in 1996 and said, bring it to the next level. On his order. His order. Not like I'm just doing this on my own. No way. On his order and on Krishna's order. That's our mission. Perfect timing, man. 2022. Right when everything is like a pastime out of the Bhagavatam. This is the living Bhagavatam here. Same conditions. When Hiranyakashipu came, it was just kind of like this. These demons took over. When Kamsa was here, the demons took over, right? And what are they doing now? The demons have taken over. So thank you, Lord, for bringing me here at this time to do this work. It's fantastic. And you're all part of it. Whoever's coming near, whoever's receptive, whoever's really you listen and you learn, you can become like an Arjuna. You become like a Maharaj Parikshit who heard the Bhagavatam, because that's what it's all about. If you're not doing that, if you think your ideas on Vaidhi and all that is like this, then you're just not a candidate yet. Yeah. So keep chanting the holy name, keep following the rules and regulations. And by, see, this path is so powerful that either in this life you'll be pulled closer here, or maybe in another life. Yeah, so it's all as it should be. It's destiny. If people come here and they start to see these ideas and these concepts, or as the book is teaching, if you study Prabhupada's books, you'll see everything I say is in there on a deeper level than you've ever heard before. You'll see that even, the only thing holding back these Vaidhi Bhaktas is they're so stuck and attached to their ideas as either equal or better than these, even though they don't produce a better result. Come on, man, come on, let's get real. The whole part of Krishna consciousness is to become conscious of Krishna. But what does that mean? To become conscious of Krishna, that means you have to have the love of God. Without that love, that pure prema, you cannot know Krishna very well. You just know his name. And you chant dry, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. I finish my rounds. Very nice. But you still don't really know Krishna very deeply. You know his name, but it's not complete, is it? That's why there's no Hari there. There's only Krishna. And Krishna is not understood clearly, is he? unless you see Lalita chanting. Then she chants Hare, and she chants Krishna, but the Hare you see manifest. And this is what blows people's mind. They can't understand. What is this? Why is she crying? Why is she laughing? Because Hare is there. Hare is devotion. Hare is Radhe. Nobody knows Radhe. You know, it's just a concept. Oh, Radhe's this beautiful girl. You know, do you see the picture of Radhe? Radhe is the ecstasy you see in Lalita and Johan. That's why their understanding is deep, conclusive. Hey, that's the complete. This finishes it. Then you chant Hare Krishna. You get the shelter of Krishna. The umbrella goes up, and Maya doesn't touch you. Oh, it's like, you got the shelter, Lord, just like the devotees in Vrindavan do. They also just chant, and the umbrella goes up. The Lord's. The Lord Himself is that umbrella. Govardhan is non-different than Krishna. That umbrella. The pastime of the Lord, one is the Sankirtan movement, chanting the holy name in ecstasy. In prema is the real Sankirtan movement. That's the beginning of it. You're not even in there unless prema is awakened. You can check what I say. Go look at the title of Chaitanya Bhagavat, the Madhya Lila. It says, the beginning of the Sankirtan movement was the beginning of prema Sankirtan. That's what we do here. Prema Sankirtan, development. Very fast. We don't mess around here. We just get the job done. Just come sit in the dentist chair. Let's take out some of those rotten teeth. So speculative teeth. Pull them out. Boom, 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 boom. Prema, awaken in your heart. You live in bliss for the rest of your eternity. I tell you, this Bhagavad Gita is fantastic. I'll preach from the. I like it. I'm really into this, man. I've been meditating on these verses. I see why Lord Caitanya said, just preach Bhagavad Gita and deliver the world, man. You give them the conclusive understanding of Bhagavad Gita, far beyond the basic principles there. You preach it like Advaita. He would preach the devotional purport of the mercy of Lord Caitanya, or Krishna, the devotional purport of Bhagavad Gita. Actually, we're preaching even more because back then, Lord Caitanya had just barely advented. Now we have the full mercy of Lord Caitanya explained and to bring forth His powerful man. Look at you guys. Look how ecstatic. You guys are so ecstatic and so realized that the devotees, you're just like, who are they? This is different. What is this? They're still trying to figure it out because we're a little ahead of our time, about 100 years or so. Just like Bhaktivinoda. He was 100 years ahead of his time. We're like that. But anyway, it's all destiny. So, let's see here. Give us a word, Govinda.
Yeah, I was almost just going to write welcome across a book. It's inspiring, it's invigorating. There's nothing else I've seen out there. And I've tried all different varieties of sense gratification. I've tried meditation, stilling the mind, a little bit in the occult, done the rave scene. But what you're giving it's for everybody. It's for the Kandalas. It's for the dog eaters. The dog eaters that are not allowed in the temple of ISKCON, they will turn you away. Does your wife want to buy a sari from Louis Bazaar? I'm sorry, but they need to get real a little bit, man, because they're not interested in you. They're interested in how their currency, how the resources that they got from Prabhupada is going to get digitalized. I mean, it's just reality, man. Reality. I don't say it with any condemnation, any hatred. It's just the way it is. It's the modes of nature. I'm not praising. I'm not criticizing. I'm just pointing out. Here is extraordinary. You're an extraordinary, empowered devotee. The darshan I showed there of Gauranga in the lake is because of you. I was trying to express that in the video. That darshan of Gauranga in the lake, that Chaitanya Lila, that Chaitanya Lila effect today in our lives. Krishna speaking when you run your hands across the book. Devotees can see all these things. If people are not impressed by that, I mean, I don't need any clarification personally. My life is, as you say, gravy. It's sweeter than sweet. And I know what pain is and anxiety. Sharing with somebody this morning, every second was painful. It's gonna sort me out. It dried me out, like you were sharing earlier. It's okay. It dried me out. I honestly have no anything other than compassion for them. Balaram, all of ISKCON, compassion. Jai Pataka, Radhanath, Hirandai, all of them, compassion. But if they don't accept this message, we know what Chaitanya said. You'll be destroyed, man. I don't want to see you get destroyed, and certainly not your disciples. Here it is. You're giving this mercy. My life is amazing. Spiritual boons just keep coming. Material boons keep coming every day. There's nothing in this place I've bought, hardly. There's no item of clothing. There's no item of food I've bought. What do I need? I wake up. I share the poems of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. I share your transcribed classes. I give books to people. Because books, like you were saying before, they're substantial. People can see that we're serious. We're serious, man. We're showing from the life story, your life story, the philosophy. And for the people who can't get their heads around that, some of my anarchist friends, they're like, the poetry, all angles of vision. Thank you, Guru Hari. Thank you so much. And all the devotees. I hope that Lita's friend is getting the vibration here. This is hands down stronger than Vaidhi. So much. Please take to this path, the Lita's Association and Vrindavan, the real Vrindavan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, what's your name? What's her name? What's your name?
Oh, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Madhavi
Krishna.
Radhika.
What? Oh, okay. Yeah,
Madhavi.
yeah. What do you think of this? This is pretty intense, isn't it? What do you think of this?
No. What is
You,
well, I'm just yeah. I mean, I think so. For me, also many years those practices, 10 years almost, I can say.
oh, wow.
But I have never been like that strict about this, and I always felt something in my heart that is different, and I
Mhm.
follow my heart. And it's been 3 years that I'm not following any rules and regulations, and I'm in totally different experience. So now I want to experience everything. Yeah, experience God. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. That's beautiful. Yeah, yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, so yeah, there are a lot of actually people that, yeah, it's like you don't. Not, a lot of times in religion they try to put you in a box, and you got to be like this way, and it works for some people. Some people are kind of like the compliers, oh yeah, okay, just give me the box and let me sit in the box. Not everybody's coming to Krishna like that. I mean, I wasn't like that when I came. I just wanted Krishna. I just felt like Krishna. Wow, this is amazing. This Krishna. I just like to, chant his name and read the books, Prabhupada's books, and yeah, and so everything developed just kind of organically. But matter of fact, yeah, I lived in a temple. That was like hell for me for 5 years. It was hellish because they're always on this rule. You got to compare. I was so frustrated being in it because you always got to be molded into something. It was seemed very unnatural for me. So anyway, for me, it didn't work. And I think
Yeah.
the people who are coming to Krishna here, they're more like we're just kind of trying to organically let it develop, and there's the path is the as it is understanding really helps us see what the illusion is distinguished uh, from the clear truth, and that's the preaching of Bhagavatam is to help, give us like, okay, well, what's going on in this world, and where is the real path, and what is the path, what kind of association should we, who should we hang out with, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So, are you living there at the house?
yeah, I'm here for almost 2.5 months in Marmaris.
That's
But
great.
I lived in Istanbul for 10 years. Um, yeah, also I am the same I mean, I just come from that background, from Iran. I'm Iranian originally.
Okay.
So, from a Muslim, I mean, country, but I'm not practically any religious. I was not into religions, but I read and study a lot about most of them. I also lived in a church. I was with different sects and religions because I was very curious. And finally, I reached to. I mean, I heard Krishna's name 10 years, 11 years ago, and then I started to search about this. So now I'm here.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, 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 yeah. Wow, that's great. Yeah, so you like the philosophy or the truths in these books, huh?
At first, I was very interested in philosophy because I am very analytical. So I'm analyzing all the time. My mind is like that.
Mm.
And none of the religions and other things, they wouldn't answer my questions. But when I reached to Vedic culture, so I got lots of answers for my questions because I was very curious. And but the feelings and the reason that actually I get contact with the Krishna consciousness mostly is kirtan,
Mm.
the first kirtan I was. So it was the reason of my deep attachment and connection, and still till now the only thing that I have and I'm attached to is just the holy names, the kirtan. Not
Mm.
even chanting. Not I'm not chanting from almost 2 3 years, but I'm just singing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, hey, that's really it, man. I also, I do this thing with this little music. I mainly use this music because they don't copyright problem for me. Every time if I use music now, I have to. But anyway, I use music also because singing the name is. I like singing the name too. Singing a little bit with a little more rhythm and stuff, and that gets the job done. The connection with, because that's the shelter is when you start to love that name, you love singing the name, and you get to feel the shelter. Lord Chaitanya came to give that attachment to chanting the names,
Holy
and
names. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Ultimately, too. See, the philosophy becomes very interesting as you chanting enough. It brings you to the point where, see this. It's like chanting the name, the same thing, because the name is the truth. So the pastimes and the philosophy and the truths are also very relishable, like the name, but you have to be kind of ready for that platform. So chanting the name can get you ready, and where you can just listen to a devotee that is speaking the as it is truth, as it is, just what Krishna's point of view is, not what like some speculative idea, but some point of view of Krishna that they can relate to from experience. They actually, get this and get revelation and stuff like that. That's why Prabhupada wrote those books. Not he came chanting and everything, but the books are also the philosophy is really relishable. But you got to get to the point where you give up speculation, you abandon like things that don't work because basically speculation doesn't work. Then you can go into the ecstasy of these books, even by getting there as it is truths. There was a devotee. His name was Krishna Das, not Krishna Das, something Krishna, and he was going around in the New Age, uh, doing kirtans also, and he got famous and everything. He died in 2013 in India when I was over there. But he was really popular, but he was also a Vaishnava. He was living in India and he was in a disciplic line and he was always praying. Oh, even though he did kirtan, he had a lot of people coming, but they were still not interested in the philosophy of like Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam and all that. And he was hoping someday that that would happen, even though he was going around having ecstatic kirtans and all that. That's how good this is when you really come to this point. It's it's so nice. And that's how the devotees were 550 years ago. They had kirtans, but with the devotees who were at the point where they could understand or they were wanting to understand this deeper stuff, then they would get together with them and have these talks. That's what we're doing here. It's like on that order. Um, that's why I don't know. An intelligent person will get pretty bored after a while listening to people speculating on Prabhupada's books. And I can totally get why you would only want kirtan. But if you hear them from a speaker that loves those books, truly loves them like they love the holy name, it's very amazing, very, very relishable. Yeah. So thank you. That's awesome. Hey, Lalita, give us a word.
Yeah, you can have a word. Come here, Ranga. Guru asked me first.
Oh, I didn't even see right. I forgot.
He went dressing a little bit and now he's back.
Okay.
You want to hear him first?
No, you go. Yes, okay.
She's gone because we cannot sit here all together because then you can't see it, the picture is too small. Yeah, Madhavi is very spiritual. We have really very deep talks. It's really nice. Really nice person. Really. She thinks deeper. She's not somebody who accepts just whatever everybody says. It's a strong lady. Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. And she's a pretty girl, yeah. This guy, Ayan Krishna Claridge. And I'm sorry, Mr. Ayan Krishna Claridge, I blocked you because you sent me too many posts on my timeline. It was too much. So I will unblock you. But please don't send all those posts on everybody's timeline because it's too much.
Yeah, don't do that because it's it gets to, it's just too
Ramai
much.
does it to everybody, not to me, of course, but yeah, to sometimes to me. So of course I hide all those, but you cannot keep on hiding all those things that people send you.
Yeah.
Keep it on your own timeline. Don't send it on others.
Yeah, well, you might. Why don't you just So yeah, it's just too much. Anyway,
Yeah,
that's fine. He'll know. I think he's got it.
I think he said now also. He also said now he's not going to do it. He's realised.
Okay, good.
We should tell it, yeah. Yeah. For the rest, I want to talk about this love of God that actually nobody knows, and that we know that it's a substance, and it's a substance that's growing inside of you, and that gets more and more condensed, and it's not material love that only gives you some feelings, some so-called love feelings. There is much more inside. There is this huge intelligence and this knowledge of the Lord that gets downloaded inside of you, all together with this substance. It's growing so fast. It's so condensed. I'm so spoiled. I'm so extremely Guru Maharaj. You must see it on my videos if you watch them. I can't believe what is happening, where he's bringing me to. It's really unbelievable. By your association, you're giving me the bread of life. You're giving me the honey. Everything to live for. Having a completely different life, living in Vrindavan. Without having any merit on it myself. This is so unbelievable. I've got
Yeah.
to preach it,
So pretty.
and yeah, I have a lot of patience and compassion actually with all people who are teasing me. I don't know where I get all this compassion. Sometimes I need to block biters.
Yeah.
I block barkers and
Yeah.
barking, okay, but biting at the end, I need to block because my
Yeah.
Krishna needs to
Yeah.
live. My Krishna needs to live.
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah, I'm very, very, very happy with your association, with your teachings, Guru Maharaj. Really, yeah, it's so fantastic. Thank you so much. And I don't do much for it. You know, I'm not a student. I'm not really giving myself like, you know what I
The burnout.
mean? No, I don't. I don't get burned out. I just live my life, but my faith in you is so so strong. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
My faith in you is so so strong. They've always been so strong. It's so powerful, so natural, so so conclusive, so perfect. Yeah, you're the son. You're the son of God. You're shining.
Yeah.
I'm betting myself in the race.
Yeah, no, Lord Chaitanya was talked about that. He said, when you worship, see, you're worshiping like he worshipped. He worshipped his spiritual master as the supreme Lord, and because it's the ray and the sun are connected,
Yeah,
and so you see that the Lord comes as a devotee. It's that kind of intimacy, and
yeah.
if you that's why you got that realization is because of the depth of your ecstatic worship, that you cannot there's no other way you can get this understanding. It only comes from purification of the heart by this ecstatic worship, and then you become like that also for others, and that's just how it is. You become part of the it's like the transcendental Borg. If anybody's watched this Star Trek, there's the queen, and see, basically there's the queen and the king. Well, actually the queen isn't good. The queen is like Radha. See, she's the queen in charge of the hive, and we become part of that, and very happy about it too, because it's, see, the material Borg, they want to do the same thing in the world, make a hive mind, but that's the material representation. That's will never work out. It's just crazy. It's insane, actually. But it's a reflection of, we're meant to be part of that transcendental Borg. Is the queen is Radha, and Krishna. They're the sum and substance. They're in charge of the hive, and we're connected with that. And therefore the representative of that is the bona fide devotees, the real intimate associates. They represent that same Lord. When you see them, you see the Father. When you hear
Absolutely.
them, you hear the Lord. Just like Jesus said, when you see me, you see. It's the Father's energy. It's the Father's energy is
Yeah,
Shuddha Bhakti, is Satchidananda, Sat, the eternal form of God and the devotee are on the same platform.
it is
The
the
Lord,
same ecstasy.
yeah, same ecstasy. It's the same ecstasy you see that Lord Chaitanya had. See, that's how you connect with the real line. Otherwise, people don't know what the line is. They accept the false followers and the false line. Even though Prabhupada was a real follower, he didn't show the real line. See, you got to show, got to put on that show of the real line, show the world. But it wasn't ready then, but it's ready now. Some, it just is. I mean, because it's the order. Now is the time. So many people, when they become purified by hearing here and associating with these devotees here, they will very quickly get this and realize, wow, this is really deep truth, man. This is really it. This is more it than anything I've had. And then you see everything as it is. See, you become a real disciple, a real friend of a real guru, and then become a real guru yourself and help others get to the same understanding. because we're working on behalf of the Lord's purpose to deliver the universe, to fill it with love of Krishna. That's it. He came here. My only thing is, my name will Vishvambara. Vishvambara means the protector and the maintainer of the entire universe. It'll be actualized when I fill this world, this universe, with love of God, love of Krishna. That's what it's all about. And that's our we're part of that mission. That's the welfare work that our little Sangha is doing. Fill it with love of God. Bring everybody from understanding and analyzing and all that stuff to the person of pure love of the Lord. See, and then more understand. Then you live by revelations. And all of that. No more. You don't analyze in the same way. It's transcendental stuff. Downloads. All that down. It's amazing. It's what how God is, man. How His real intimate devotees are. Everybody gets another chance now. It's been 550 years since this kind of dispensation on this planet has been to this extent. It's a revitalization of that time. See? So anyway, it's perfect. It's a great timing, and that this is happening right at this time when, I used to hear this was the end days. All Christians are. I said, yeah, sure. They are always saying that. But now I know it is. It's like, yeah, man, it's the end of what was. And something new is coming, man, and it's this.
Okay.
Why? Because this is the best. I've searched, I've done philosophies, I've done paths, I've been in Vaides, I've been in ISKCON, I've been in so-called Raganuga camps. This is the best. This is it. This is it's as it is. I mean, I'm reading these books. Yeah, man, I can relate. This is my experience, man. And then I see you guys are listening and hanging out together and getting purified. And you're like, hey, yeah, this is the truth, man. This is really amazing. You become witnesses, just like that's the way it is. It's always been like that. Then you get others. Because people are looking for happiness. We all want happiness, right? We all want the best. People think, unfortunately, the lesser things are the best. Oh, I want the happiness of Bill Gates. No, you really don't. That being a liar and a cheater and a hypocrite is not happiness. Oh, I want to be like Thoreau, the guy in Canada. Why? You don't want to be like that. He's a liar and a cheater and a hypocrite. You really don't want that energy. And he's just, these guys, they all look good. It's all about looking good and wear a nice suit and look a little handsome, and the Maya uses you and you speak nicely. But inside, dead bones, lies, hypocrisy. You don't want to be like that. No, there's nothing like the real wealth of a purified heart, man. And the truth comes from the heart of a purified heart. Man, and that truth, it gives life to people, not death. Look, these guys are killing people. Go get your shot. Who's that Trudeau? Go get your shot. And 80 doctors died young, age 30 to 40. They died, 80 of them in the 2 years. But see, he speaks death into people. Bill Gates speaks death into people. Oh yeah, we'll keep you safe. No, speaks insecurity into people, speaks fear into people. You don't want envy any of these people out there. They're full of dead bones, and they're dead in the modes of nature. They could get life. They can come. Hey man, Trudeau, you can come here. You want real life, man? You want to give life to others? You want to stop with the hypocrisies and stuff? You want to be a real friend to your constituents? You want to liberate them? Well, come here. Otherwise, you're on that side, man. You want anybody out there? You want protection from the liars and hypocrites, and also in religions? These gurus? You think they're straight with you? I don't care how honest they may be. Unless they're liberated souls, they can't help you very well. They cannot deliver you. Deliverance is to be like Lalita. You chant the holy name in ecstasy. To be like Johann, to chant the holy name in bliss and ecstasy. To be like Govinda and be blissed out of your mind. He's a liberated soul. Be like River right there in front of you. That's what it's all about. See? That comes from the real empowered devotee, the real associate, the real spiritual master. You want to get that kind of life? See, that completion? Otherwise, you're going to take another birth, man. We're liberated in love of God, true love of God, not just knowledge and and just a little good feelings and all that, and be liberated because we chant, and that's good. But how about being liberated by really loving Krishna, loving His words as they are? Loving His name to the point of ecstasy and tears and laughing and crying. Loving these books. My students, they chant these books and they laugh and they cry, just like they chant Maha Mantra, laughing and crying. That is wealth. That is the greatest opulence. That is a pearl of great price Jesus was talking about on steroids. And that's being given now because of the grace of Lord Chaitanya's appearance in this Tara Kali Yuga, special Kali Yuga. Not in every Kali Yuga does He come. Every 27 rotations from Kali to Sachi, from Kali to Sachi, 27 times before this extraordinary mercy of Lord Chaitanya comes. And we have that in the palm of our hands and coming out of our mouths here in our hearts. We're very blessed to be promoting Lord Chaitanya's real Sankirtan movement, Prema Sankirtan movement, proving it, doing it, transmitting it, awakening it. Whoever comes to believe that this is extraordinary, everything here is extraordinary. Extraordinary devotees, extraordinary mercy, extraordinary intelligence, extraordinary logic, extraordinary spiritual potency. Very fortunate. Give us a word, River. Thank you, Lalita. Oh, wait. Give us a word there, Ranga.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello there.
It's Rangaleka here.
Rangaleka.
I don't really know how to say this because I'm probably going to upset a lot of people.
That's okay. We're good.
But I've found that I've gone through Krishna consciousness this last sort of 12 months. I've picked up a lot of good things, and I feel good. I feel right about it. I don't feel wrong. One of the things that I'm feeling a bit off about is the. First of all, I'd like to say that I enjoyed your lecture very, very much. It was deeply moving, and the things I enjoyed about it most was that you're holding a lot back still. You're still holding a lot back from what you can tell us, Because if you think. If you think in terms of a government, for instance, the Prime Minister, he doesn't divulge his secrets to the commoners around here. You started divulging things today, which made my heart sing. It's about the real Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the real Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and not the one we've come to know it from the books and things like this. But the real Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I don't know if you know what I mean. in the books, they seem to be all written by people who are following etiquettes, and as you'll know, I don't particularly like etiquette or rules and regulations, for that matter, and I find it better to get through to the real gold, which is there, and not bother with the etiquette.
The vibrations.
So it's all there. It's all there. It's coming along. It's coming along. It's coming along. It's coming along. But I can't find anybody who's on the similar wavelength as me. Is that me, or is it? I don't know. Is it somebody else? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, let me ask a couple questions. Okay.
Yeah, I know what you're asking.
Yeah. So you're saying that it's not in Lord Chaitanya is not quite in the books. Are you saying because they're putting too much on etiquettes and stuff in there, or
Yeah.
more than yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Well, the Lord used the etiquettes. It becomes part of his pastimes. See, so that's it's not a thing. See, it's different than like just following the etiquette. Because the Lord is doing it, it becomes beautiful. And that's the devotees are looking. You'll notice the etiquettes go to use the teaching of the difference between the Raganuga or spontaneous platform and the other. So he would do that. Sometimes he played the part of a conditioned soul and do the etiquette, and then a devotee like Ramananda Roy would say, a devotee who is involved in spontaneous devotional service doesn't care about the rules and regulations, doesn't care, he follows his heart. See, so the etiquette is low, and the Lord would say, I'm not that powerful. I'm just an ordinary sannyasi. I have to follow strictly. See, he would act in that play. It was like good cop, bad cop type thing, and to teach the transcendental superiority of spontaneous devotion. See, and it was always that's the etiquettes were used and introduced that way, so you could see like the devotees would come in to. Uh, to Jagannath Puri, and they would go. The real devotees would go right to the Lord Chaitanya, and the etiquette was to go to the temple of Jagannath, and then it would be explained. Well, this is a new principle. This is another principle. Go to the living devotee who's there on the planet, alive and speaking to you and exuding ecstatic love, because that's more pleasing to Krishna. See, so the etiquettes are used in a transcendental purpose also. You understand that, what I'm talking about?
Yeah, time, place, and circumstances as well.
Yeah. And then sometimes other devotees like Nityananda, he didn't follow any etiquettes. So you have different devotees of different mentalities. And because the main thing is if you have ecstatic devotion, that's how you purify yourself by intimately relating to the Lord and worshiping the Lord in ecstasy, in intimacy. And that's all a real devotee does. But sometimes they do different, yeah. Yeah, take it very. Go ahead.
You also start to see the double meaning and the double bottom of
Exactly. Yeah.
what you read.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the more
Yeah.
ecstatic you become, the more you
Yeah.
see, oh yeah, it means this. This is
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. You see, Lord Chaitanya is tricky. He's tricky and he's acting. You can't even says in the book you cannot go by the external behavior of Lord Chaitanya. See, the external, he's often tricking people. He's very tricky because Krishna's very tricky. You got to decode things, but it's not so easy. It takes a lot of ecstatic worship. You can get hung up on certain. You see, Krishnadas Kaviraj said, don't get hung up on the external behavior of Mahaprabhu when he's saying acting according to the etiquettes and stuff like that. Yeah, no, you got to see the deeper, but you will gradually. It just takes time.
Yeah.
So what else did you? What else are your other points?
Well, um, I was just feeling a bit as though I can't explain my feelings because the feelings of you know, when you know something intrinsically, you know something, but you can't explain it to somebody. You don't have the words to say
Yeah.
to somebody. And that's how I feel. That I don't have the words to explain it to people. You know, if I had the telepathic,
Well, what kind of feelings are they? Happy, sad, or
very happy, very happy.
very
I'm
happy?
very
Oh,
happy in Krishna consciousness. I
oh,
know it's very, very happy, but I know that there's another level, if you like, another level of Krishna consciousness, which everybody goes up. Everybody goes up certain levels, you know, and it goes on forever and ever. But I feel that I'm on this sort of level where nobody else is sort of coming towards me to so I can
so
explain it to them.
oh, I see. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, so
I'm not trying to say I'm better than anybody else. By the way,
no,
I'm just
it's
trying
like
to say
you just feel you want to share, right? You want to explain. You want
yeah,
to.
and I'm trying to share it because they'll say, "Oh, it's not reading the book. Is this reading the book? Is this reading?" Well, it's reading the fucking book, you
Huh?
know. But it's not kosher for this particular feeling.
Ask
Ah,
Radhe. He can ask Radhe to help him because she will inspire him and give him the right words.
yeah, yeah. Well, no, okay. I think he has the right words. It's just he's saying people don't want to hear it. I think he's saying
Oh,
he's
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
yeah,
They
yeah.
don't want to hear it. They want to hear it. So
It
it
could
makes me
be.
feel,
It could be. Maybe you might be a little bit off too.
yeah, maybe.
It might be.
You
See,
know,
sometimes see this purification takes time. It doesn't. It doesn't. You don't just, just even when you're a bit ecstatic, it takes time to mellow, to purify, and to go deeper. So, especially like me, if you still have like some desire for people to come and to hear you, and you're like not completely self-satisfied, that's part of the process of going deeper and getting more clear yourself, too. Um, see, it's all Krishna's working with you. Krishna's there inside, and he
it's
wants to
like
show you what? What?
you can understand it from the Vaidhi point of view. You know, when you say to a Vaidhi, this, and they say, oh no, it's not that. It's this. She's reading the book. This. It's a similar sort of thing. You know,
Yeah. Oh yeah. You don't see what you're seeing in the book, basically, right?
that's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's only because you're not seeing it because you got to listen more, and you will see it because you first got to hear more. You got to get more purified because it's in there.
Okay.
If I otherwise I would have no preaching. There would be no preaching here if I didn't see the real intentions of Lord Chaitanya in the book, actually, and see these things because the Lord shows me. And but still, you just need more purification, and it shows. I met a guru who was trying to be a guru, and he was also unsatisfied because people were not coming to him, even though he thought he was on the highest level. But still, they weren't coming, and he would get very like unhappy about that. And I said, "Well, see, I preached for 20 something years, and people not coming. I kept doing it because I was just so happy chanting the Lord's names and everything, and I was just staying. People would come and go. So, oh, okay, whatever, and and that was purifies more even, so I think you just need to hear more. And because you might be thinking, I think there's a time that you didn't listen so much and you were in your rooms and you're thinking this is it and all that. I think you just need to hear more and you'll get more purified. You'll see how these things that you think are that way are not exactly that way. There is a deeper thing, because the stuff that's coming through here is very deep. It's like it's an opportunity to go deep, 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 and just by the fact that you're saying what you're saying to me is you're not really getting how transcendental is that book. See, and when you do get that, then people will come to you easy. Of course, they'll want to. That's what happened to me. I just, had to go deep, deep, deep. I think, we've all been working on wherever we're working on for lifetimes. So I'm at this place. Prabhupada said, "Be big, brother," and I think you still need a little bit of one. And you'll see everything is in these books. And the deeper side of it, you'll see how the Lord is just the mind of God, the mind of Lord Caitanya is so. So you just keep listening and you'll see, and then you'll be satisfied. And then people will come, just naturally.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, see that guru over there, he's not really a guru, but he's always unsatisfied because people, they may come even they listen a little bit, then they go away. And he's always unsatisfied, but he won't listen to me.
Which is a guru?
He's that Pradhan, what's that? The one that my ex-wife introduced you.
Oh, yeah.
Remember him, Lolita, the one that
Go.
Gadadhar Pran. Gadadhar Pran.
Gadadhar Pran.
Yeah, Gadadhar Pran. Yeah. He was telling always he says, "Oh, this one guy's has so many disciples, and they come to me and then they go, because he's not conclusive enough. He's just, and he wouldn't listen to me, you know." So I say, if you just listen here more, you'll see it'll all fit beautifully, perfectly. You'll be perfectly satisfied. You just need more. Because I know you went for a while, you weren't coming so much. And that's important because you probably thought, well, I got it and all that, but you don't exactly have it enough. You could go do it to your last breath. Just come here as much as you can and get as much in as you can. And then you'll see, and it'll work perfectly.
Deeper and deeper and deeper. Yeah.
Right.
Anything else? Go ahead. What else?
No, that's it.
That's it.
I've dragged myself through the mud enough.
You drag yourself through the mud? He dragged
Yeah,
himself through the mud.
I just like being made to feel foolish.
Well, we're all fools. See, that's proof. See, me and many others here, I revel in that. But the false ego, still part of it doesn't like to look foolish. It feels, I'm such a fool. So that's good that you feel foolish. I mean, that shows you, and that means that's purification, actually. Then you'll revel in, yeah, I'm just a fool for Krishna, no problem. But if he feels bad to be a fool, yeah, that's purification more. It's okay.
Okay.
First humiliation, then true humbleness. It really comes.
Let's
thank
feel
you for
good.
sharing. Yeah. No, it's beautiful. I'm glad you shared. I mean, and it's not about. See, you'll see more and more. The deeper you go, and all traces of the false ego go more and more, and then you'll just revel in praising the Lord from your purified heart, without wanting anything like to be recognized and all that stuff. All these subtle things will go. Yeah. You'll see, even from this talk.
I don't wish to be recognized at all. I'm not interested in recognition or having followers or anything like that. It's just that inside me, I feel felt a little doubtful about saying how I feel and what's happening with me to people who are already in Krishna consciousness.
You mean to Vaidis, for instance?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because they are
Well,
hard-hearted,
well,
and they
yeah.
will
Or
smash you.
how about just like us? Do you feel doubtful to share with us? Or,
Yes.
yeah. Well, because this is the energy here is very bright, and it shows all spots for all of us. We're under like a microscope in a sense, but the parts that want to hide don't, because it's just does it. But
Mm.
it's part of it, part of it is to look foolish sometimes, and and maybe feel foolish. All that is, you'll see, has a higher end. It ends up being perfect. It ends up being the medicine. Looking foolish is painful to many people. You know? That suffering turns into ecstatic bliss.
Yeah.
It's like molting the old skin. That's still some old stuff there.
Yeah.
And once it's
Well,
molted,
get away! Get away, little skin!
yeah,
Get
yeah, yeah.
away!
Well, this is how it does it. This is how we do it.
Yeah.
Communication, communication, sharing. Yeah, just keep listening, keep hearing, and it's automatic. But when you stop listening, then you have the problems, and the problems of the skin will be there. Because if you think like I don't know, for some reason you weren't coming much, and you maybe thought, I mean, I'm just taking a stab at this. Maybe you thought, well, I'm Krishna conscious now. I'm okay. I know everything enough, and I'm there now. So I don't need to listen to Gohar anymore. Maybe or much. But obviously, you do. I think you have a little ways to go still, and that's good. Hey, man, challenge. Got something to work on while you're here.
Okay.
And the work is easy. All you do is you come in here regularly. Yeah, just come here regularly and all fit into place. You'll see how the pastimes are wonderful in the book. It's not like it's outside of the book and all that. That's right. It's outside of the book still in your understanding. So it truly is inside the book. Everything, you just have to get purified more and you'll see how it all fits.
Okay.
Okay? Okay. All
I
right.
accept that because you're my spiritual master. As
All
my
right.
spiritual master, you know a lot more than me, and I'm accepting that. I'm accepting that from you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's all connection. I mean, I'm here to help the devotees go as deep as possible to where you love the name and you love the books, because there's no difference between the name and these books. Really,
Mm.
it's just Chaitanya Leela. To understand Chaitanya Leela is the highest Leela, the highest pastimes of the supreme absolute truth. So it's not surprising you don't understand everything yet. You just go on hearing, and you'll understand it so much. Completely. But don't stop hearing, because people who do that, always in problems. The false ego starts then, and then all kinds of, then you start to have mundane feelings start take over. Like all kinds of stuff. I'm telling you, man. Stay in the circle, continue hearing, and everything will be well. Everything will work out automatically. But if you remain distant from hearing and associating with these Vaishnavas, then the problem, it'll just your understanding will go down into speculations, and all of a sudden you'll come up, well, you don't need the books, and you'll do all kinds of stuff. You'll see. You'll see. Just trust my word on that and follow that, and you'll see.
All right. I trust your word.
Okay, good. Thank you. It'll all work out just simply by hanging out with us.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a little break. Hare Krishna, everybody.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Thank you.